All right, SMB3 race fans, we are going to be getting started here in just a couple minutes as we are going to be going into the winners of the last one we just saw over here on Randomania 2. We're going to be facing Claris.com versus Yo BGS. Joining me in the commentary booth today is Dust Minion. Welcome to the channel.
Hello, it's semifinals time.
And semifinal times means hype.
The end card game is out of here.
Wait. Run that by me again. Do what now?
The end card game is gone for the foreseeable future of the remainder of this tourney.
You are absolutely right. We are turning it up a notch here. We are going back to Group 2 with Hammers still breaking the locks, but now they cannot get those from the end card games. This game is about to change. We're going to be getting going here in just one moment. Chat, get your guesses in for the first world. I am going to say 6. I think we need to start off cool.
I've seen enough 6 starts today. Let's try 7.
All right, looks like Dust Minion is going to be agreeing with Mew Fan, and it looks like we are waiting to see. Looks like we have just a little bit of a problem with the restream, so we'll be getting that doctored up here in just moments. We have Macobra working furiously in the background, and we do appreciate all that he does to put this on and everything else. So, chat, as we get this ready, go ahead and get your guesses in. We'd love to see them. Dust, I also have to ask this one, and chat to you as well. Who's winning this thing?
I'm thinking it's Paradox. Oh, you mean of these two?
Any or above.
I'm thinking Paradox now that Teeks is gone.
Okay, and what about this one? Any preference on this one? Or any guesses?
I confess I'm not that familiar with these two.
No problem at all. We just saw outstanding performances from both Claris.com and Yo BGS. I had the opportunity to be on comps for that, and I got to tell you, it was a nail biter. So knowing that and seeing the last one, I'm going to go with Siberian Bull here. I think that we definitely have a very clear case for Yo BGS to take this one.
All right, we'll see how this shakes out. And oh, I guess there are 2 gatekeepers. No matter.
All right, we are going to be getting started here in just one moment. We'll get a countdown going, and then our runners will start shortly after. So in approximately 10 seconds, we are on our way to the semifinals. Winner goes to the finals.
All right, flying is up.
Looks like we're going to have a start of World 5 here, and none other than World 8 Fortress to begin here. What an unprecedented beginning to this.
Hmm.
I must ask Siberian Bull in the chat, does that mean you float, or does that mean you don't float, like wood or a duck? A little bit of the Monty Python humor there for you.
Anyway.
Both players in almost a sync here. They will both have to go for the P speed or the P switch, and they both lost their power up there, so they'll both go for the Fire Flower. Basically the exact same on both ends right now.
Yeah. And looks like Claris is gonna go for the isn't getting the door clip. Can you make it back there? Okay. Alright.
Yeah, pretty normal starts here so far. Interestingly enough, the same amount of coins on both ends. Folks, I guarantee you we do not have the same footage on both of these. And now we can see that with YoBGS taking on the tanks. But interesting to see how quickly that synced up like it did.
And so, now we have a path divergence as Claris enters 4-3.
And we do have a little bit of a path divergence. We'll see if this plays off. One thing that I do know from the previous run is that both Claris.com and YoBGS employed what we like to call the freak-out strategy. They were freaking out because both of their runners are extraordinary vanilla SMB3 runners, and that equates very nicely over to Randomizer. Obviously, the levels stay the same in how they look, not necessarily where they are. So Claris.com is going to go ahead and go for that fortress and see if it's required. It's going to be interesting to see how this goes.
I see what they're getting at here. Because, you're not gonna know where that lock is. Also, hello, Hammersuit.
Always good to see the Hammersuit, especially this early in the run. That makes it more fun. And it looks like YoBGS is going to be the first to the sky. We'll see if Claris.com has any kind of an advantage here.
Let's hope this does not burn YoBGS.
Indeed, and if it does, we'll have to see if he opts to go back down or if he decides to go ahead and play it. Now, we do have 3 pipes currently on the top of the sky. I wonder if any of them will bring them to exactly where they need to be. Look for some pipe strategy here as well, I think.
The probability is high, but there's still the margin of error.
Yeah, absolutely, and that, of course, being where that lock lies. We'll figure out here in just moments. No lock required. Beautiful strategy on YoBGS's side. That was a gutsy play that played off.
Well, how about that?
Folks, I think it depends on which side you're on, so you either love to see it or you hate to see it. We'll let you decide that one.
Although Claris isn't going to know where the lock was, because, oh well.
Yeah, that's a very good point. It's, at this point, Claris.com, I think that he's neck and neck. It's impossible to know, and being in the midst of that run, your nerves are already super high. You're playing for the or the semifinal. We'll call them the super final. I like that. But you're playing for a spot in the finals at this point. You're wanting to play safe. You're wanting to play smart. Is that too safe, though? At some point, do you make a gamble? I mean, you legitimately don't know what your opponent's doing. You don't know if that paid off or not. We'll see.
I mean, in the upper echelons of these matches, prompt decision making is paramount.
Absolutely, and it's definitely one of those things where you want to make a decision and stick it. You have to stick by it. As soon as you start floundering, as soon as you start flopping, you're in trouble. I'm just curious to see if Claris.com will start with a little bit of a more chaotic strategy at this point, and we'll look to see if he starts playing a little bit more risky and a little bit more haphazard to see if maybe he feels like he's behind, or if he continues to employ the strategy of smarts over other strategies of chaos, if you will.
In the meantime, it looks like YoBGS is, first one to the airship, which is number 1.
And chat, you know what that means. We need your guesses for the next world. I'm going to go ahead and go to the land of water and world 3 of windy.
I think now ice.
Looks like you and Mo Cobra both agree. You're going to go for 6. That'll be fun to see for sure. We got a vote for 7. That's always a fun one. We are met with our first lost level here. we have a couple different names for it. Personally, I like the Iceberg Escapades, but call it what you will. It is not a terrible one, but it does require you to get out of the water pretty quick before a cheat sheet gets you. We are, in fact, in World 3 Wendy's Land, and we will see YoBGS with the first shot at figuring out what this World 3 is going to employ from them.
Alright. 2-2.
In my opinion, one of the hardest ones to get P-Speed on, but YoBGS will glide through without a care.
It's a tricky one to speed through. That's for sure.
Absolutely, and without knowing where the levels are, it's impossible to plan and prepare for any of the levels coming up. So as we see YoBGS take on 5-8 here, this one's actually super hard to do with the tail. I sometimes will actually take damage early enough if I can to try to get through it a little bit quicker, as it can save about 6 to 7 seconds based on that alone.
There is P-Street strats here, but yeah, it kind of wants you to not have a tail.
Even Small Mario is actually okay there, as you're not bound by the tail and the laws that the P-Speed requires of you. So a little bit of a tougher one, but obviously making it look easy still. And was able to save the tail after taking some damage by Lakitu, and will be
all right, a fire flower, which will be handy if they lose the hammer suit.
Absolutely, a fire flower a little bit more common in this game, but still takes out Bowser a lot quicker than it would for him to go through the floors. So we'll look for that to be used later if needed.
So yeah, for lack of end card game, the Hammer Brothers are much more valuable.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. Sometimes we'll even see runners go after the Mushroom House just to get enough to feel like they're comfortable and able to get through these. So we will look to see if they do that. Probably not at this step. Usually that's one that you'll do in World 1, maybe World 2. But after a little while, you do need to ensure that you're making progress on the world. That is definitely a thing here. So, too many items can be a bad thing.
You don't want to go overboard, even in this setting. And also, hello, Fort Knox.
Hello, indeed. YoBGS looked like he was taking a little bit of a look off to the right, and I bring that up because it looked like he was looking for another path. And if there wasn't another lock over there, a lock can actually be on one of those hidden islands to the right, then there's a very real chance that he'll have to play a fort to get to Wendy. So a little bit of a heads-up play here. I think that's a safe decision and a smart one to figure out where he needs to go at this point.
Claris is going through the hand stage will get his own fire flower.
Always a good one to see. I'm always a little dreadful when I see a music note box come up. Like, really? You really think I need that?
Okay, we see a lock right there, so perhaps the path to Wendy is free. Well, after this stage, anyway.
Yeah, it looks like it's definitely probable here. YoBGS is going to be the first one to figure that out, as that is the only pipe that is not connected by another on the mainland. And Claris.com working furiously to get caught up. And so far, so good. Only about a level behind at this point, based on what we've seen. I apologize, about a level and a half behind.
Alright, in the pipe we go. And there we are. Airship number 6.
Always a fun one. Going to be a really difficult one to try to clip through. He will not. He's going to go ahead and actually defeat the flamethrower, so well done on that.
Yeah. I mean, they do come back regardless, but you're already left them at that point.
That is a strat we like to employ as the who cares strat. And a lightweight Windy is... I mean, that was it. One shot. Holy cow.
Yep.
That's what I would call a snack wrap Windy, or dollar menu Windy.
So that's a 3-level difference between Claris and Yo BGS at the moment.
Yeah, Claris.com looked like he went to the left, but I think it was just to employ the pipe that was there. And he'll be Tanuki running back into this here in just moments.
And okay, we need a bridge. What gives us the bridge? Hopefully it's this one. I mean, most of the times that I've seen a World 1 like this, the nearest fort has always been the correct one. But, I don't think it's a guarantee. I never felt it was a guarantee.
Yeah, that's the thing with the randomizer. As soon as you think there's a possibility of a guarantee, you're wrong. But not in this case.
Okay.
We do have a bridge.
Alright.
YoBGS finding 5-1 here, so he'll be utilizing the tail to take a little bit of a slower fall. Should be able to get over the majority of these enemies unless one of them has wings. Does not appear so, and he is out.
And managed to avoid the falling enemy.
Yes, indeed. That one can be problematic, or if any of them are Paragoombas or Paratroopas or anything like that, they can play unfriendly, but fortunately not the case there for him.
Okay, 1-3. Is YoBGS gonna go for the item?
It looks like he's clearing himself away. It sure looks like he will.
Alright. Hey, I need to... Okay. Okay.
That is a nail biter moment, but was able to get through, thankfully, without taking any more damage.
What do we got? Music.
Hashtag not worth.
Well, World 7 is still at large, so I might find use there.
That's a good point. I do want to point out that both runners had the Tanuki command in that last world, so well played there. Very nice. On flavor.
World 2 airship. Nothing problematic here.
Nah, these guys are good. That's a short one for them to get through, no doubt. And looking like he was wanting to do a fire kill on Larry there, but not sure that's going to be necessary. YoBGS looking like he's extending his lead to about 3 at this point. He is out of World 1, meanwhile Claris.com has to finish this one. Has one more level, and then a Hammer Bro, and then the airship. So got a little bit of an advantage here, but the game's not over. We're still only entering into World 4. Chat, get your guesses as to what that is. And it's still anybody's game.
It's still early enough that this could turn around.
Absolutely. We actually just saw that on the match before this one in round 2. YoBGS and Claris.com both had huge comebacks at the very end. There was no time left on the clock, and they managed to come all the way back. Very well played indeed. Claris.com will see if he goes for the hidden item. I'd take a guess that he probably will not. I don't know that there's any items he's really hurting for unless he's thinking maybe a hammer could be back there. Be interesting to see if he does.
He's going for it.
He is indeed. He is ducking down. If you can't see me, I can't see you.
Hello, 5-9.
I am hoping this is just lag, but at this point, Claris.com is currently frozen for me. We were having just a little bit of an issue with an emulator with Teaks on the last game. I really hope this is just lag. I was wrong. It looks like Claris.com has just soft locked and may have to reset his run here in just a moment. Okay, I was wrong. Thank goodness.
We're back. He lost connection, that's all.
I have never been so happy to be so wrong.
Wow. Wow. Larry was being a jerk.
Yeah, Larry likes to be a jerk, that is for sure. There's not much good I can say about that other than he's a jerk. But this second time will prove to be no issue at all, as Claris.com has came out equipped with a Fireflower this time. So just another hit here, I believe. And that should do it for Larry. YobiGS on his way through 3F2, pretty well scripted, just easy in, easy out.
And now I'm assuming you're gonna go in that pipe, and how about that?
Yeah, going to be a really quick World 2, World 4 on the randomizer, Vanilla 2. And looks like YobiGS wanting to take on some Hammer Brothers, not taking any chances
Probably,
with this one.
perhaps hunting for a cloud. Well, Hammer's nice too.
Yeah, still got about half the seed to play. A cloud can definitely get you far ahead here. Especially with some of our big dogs coming up still. World 6 can hugely benefit from a hammer, as both of these runners know very well. And World 7 can also be a huge difference also. So we'll see how this plays out. We could still have places for hammers indeed.
And 3-9 being 3-9 with the slowdown and all the... Oh, that is a very bad place for a blooper.
Yes, it is. Hopefully YobiGS gets out of here without any more damage. Looks like he does. Claris.com finding himself in one of the two auto-scrollers that's left. That is 5-9 and does not play well with others for sure.
A cloud for YobiGS.
That was a very successful couple of Hammer Brothers for YobiGS. Well played to get those.
I mean, a level too late, but that's okay. That means the cloud can be used later.
Oh, absolutely. As soon as Atlantis comes up, that's going to be a very good one to have.
I'm sure it will come up.
I sure hope so. I love seeing it. I hate playing it, but I love seeing it. Of course, there is also the possibility of 7-5, 7-9, 6-5. We've got quite a few here that could be problematic for our runners, so definitely plenty of places to use a cloud.
Did we see 7-8?
I don't recall, actually.
Because that's another problem level.
I don't believe I have seen 7-8 in this seed yet, so that you are absolutely right. Could be another problematic one, especially if you don't have a power-up.
Alright, next up is Ice. We open with 5-7.
I don't care who you are. Ice is nice. It's just long. It's like the winter that would never quit. 10 minutes later, we're still in the World 6.
Alright, more item hunting on both ends.
I think that's a very wise decision here. You're still early enough in the seed, and it's been a long one so far. You're pretty early in the seed. Not a lot of chances to use the hammers yet. Maybe they think the second half is going to be a lot more hammer-ridden, or needed, I should say.
Alright. Looks like Claris has chosen to keep the cloud. But, I mean, assuming that he lives to the stage, looks like he might.
Just having a little bit of a problem with the door entry there. That is actually a lot more problematic than you might think.
Mm-hmm. You... 1-1. That one gap over the pit.
Yeah, it definitely gets awkward for sure, and when you're in full race mode, that can be infuriating, especially when you don't get it the first time. I've been there, done that. YobiGS check-in blocks like his life depends on it. He's going to get through here in just moments.
Sun is thankfully a non-issue. I mean, past the point where it matters.
Yeah, for sure. And at the very end there, you're high enough up that the sun just isn't going to matter. And he was able to play through that very well.
And now for more prizes. A star. And up next, hopefully something else. Oh, lost a flower, but another star. No way of knowing.
Yeah, and sometimes starting a level with a star is a really good option. It's you want to get through the first part as quickly as you can. And go ahead and employ that just to get through, especially for like 7-8 or 7-9 with boss spats or 7-5 with boss spats. Just to give yourself a little bit of a chance to get into the level and figure out what you want to do there.
And here's a Fred Fort for everyone. Ice Fort is, sorry, you were saying?
Nope, go right ahead.
If you have a tail, you can do some skips in there, but that's kind of out of the question at the moment.
Yeah, and that's also a little bit of a risky strategy. You have to be pretty punctual with all of your, and very precise with every movement that you do there. At the very end, you have just a little bit left, and you have to make sure you hit it right on the first time.
And that's assuming you don't. That's assuming you don't get hung up on the ceiling bit, because that 1 millisecond is enough.
Indeed, or any of the corners, or even hopping up into the place where the thwomp is also a very dangerous place to be. So a lot of little things you have to look for there. These guys make it look so easy, but there's definitely parts of that you have to be careful of.
Alright, YobiGS has entered the 7th airship and is gonna speed on through. And makes it. It's a lot easier to do without a tail because of tail mechanics, tail's P-speed, blah 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 blah.
Well stated. You are absolutely correct. The P-speed we won't see a whole lot of with the tail unless it's necessary from these runners, because it is actually a chance for them to get slowed down, and that's not something that any of these guys want. When you get into the rhythm and the groove and know exactly how the P-speed can affect you, it's not really something you want to gamble with.
And so, 2 remaining worlds before 8. World 6 is pipes, which means the last one is giant.
But all this really means at this point is it's still anybody's game. World 7 is a huge equalizer. YobiGS did not go for the fort right off the bat. I'm a little concerned by that. I haven't seen another lock yet. That may come back to bite him.
That is quite the gamble. I'm surprised he took that gamble.
I mean, it did pay off in the first world where we saw it in World 5. He decided not to play the second fortress that they were coming to because the level split it, I would imagine. and it paid off for him. So maybe he thinks he can get around it. And there are possibilities of a lock to not be in the way.
However, there's also the possibility that you need a bridge.
Absolutely. And our hammers, while they do break locks, they do not build bridges. I don't know, I'm not seeing another fortress here, so that either means that the lock is either not in the way, it is in the way, or there's a bridge that needs to be built. And if that's the only fort, he's going to have to remember his route how to get here.
Yes. I guess we'll find out soon. Hopefully this takes us to the promised land.
Not yet, but he is going to go back and look at that other one real quick. Meanwhile, Claris.com doing his best to get caught up here. He still needs to get through this World 5 that he is currently in, and needs to make a move on World 7.
Okay, bridge needed.
Bridge needed indeed. This could be a little bit of a chance for Claris.com to catch up, and would be a very good way for him to do so. He does have just one world left after this World 7. He really needs to start making his move here quickly.
Yes. Assuming that Claris does the fort off the bat, he would have saved a lot more time. Although Yo BGS is still in the lead.
Definitely at this point in the lead for sure. He was, I think, banking on using a hammer possibly there if it was just a lock. Took a little bit of a risky gamble. Ended up not paying it off, so he will have to use that time to backtrack. But it looks like he remembers his route very well. So, I mean, he's really putting the screws down now.
And now that fort is done, back to goodness.
Really, I think the biggest thing we're looking for here is a risky strategic play from Claris.com. Any hammers that he has, any clouds that he has, he needs to go full force, get through it, break this lock, go straight to the World 3 or the Island 3, and just make something happen.
Right.
I mean, YoBDS
gonna cloud that because you just realize, oh, that was a waste of time.
Yeah, and a little bit of a risky strategy. Might be playing here thinking he's behind still. That's a very wise place to be. If you think you're ahead, then you're behind. If you think you're behind, you might have a chance. So, Claris.com not taking any chances. Said, "Fort, I'll play it."
And with that, the gap has shortened.
Winkage, really appreciate the raid with the party of 4. Welcome to the channel. We are currently in the middle of a semifinals one-shot tournament, and we have the semifinal match of Claris.com and YoBGS. A tight one indeed. So there was just a little bit of a time loss there from YoBGS because he did have to backtrack. But really it comes down to, is Claris.com going to have a very good route here, or is he going to struggle a little bit?
Okay, 2 locks, 1 missing bridge, that means there's 3 forts here.
This is very interesting. If he has saved any of his hammers, and I believe YoBGS has one, I'm curious to see if Claris.com happens to have 2 hammers, this could be his chance to get in and equalize this up.
Okay, that was not the bridge maker. I wasn't expecting it to be.
Yeah, usually the one that you find here. Oh, there is a second hammer.
Alright, looks like I think YoBGS is going to hammer that lock. Yup. Save having to do that one level right there.
Yeah, I can't say I blame him there. That's not really something you want to waste time on, especially when you have another fort to find. But it will potentially give a little bit of a false indicator. If you don't move over far enough, you may not see that bridge getting built. Then again, I guess you will.
4-1. Not much to say about 4-1. It's looks to be almost vanilla-ish. 4-1.
Big turtles, big level. I think you're right. What's there more to say? Clearstatcom taking on that earthquakey Ludwig von Koopa, and we'll see if he's able to make any kind of headway on this. We'll see if he plays this first fort. I think he probably will. He's been doing a lot of the fortress up front, so we'll see. We'll see if he plays it, and we'll go from there. Little World 2 Fortress action here on YoBGS's side. Looks like he's going to take a little bit of an easier strat here, not utilizing the P speed, but he was able to get through without taking any damage, which is very good. Not unsuspectingly, Claire's.com saw a fortress
and no bridge. But thankfully the other fort is right there.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason that World 4 has taken any time at all is because all three fortresses were almost required. Not so much that it blocked the route, more so that it was, you see 3 fortresses in a specific line, and that's what you play. But long seed indeed. This one's going to take a little while. Both these runners still in World 7 at 32, almost 33 minutes in. This is going to take a while.
And Claris is choosing to do this level. Okay, it's 2-1.
We have also just received word that Paradox is the winner of the other semifinal matchup. He just hopped in chat. Congratulations, Paradox. Welcome to the finals.
Well done indeed. And YoBGS. And eliminates one-hit Iggy.
One-hit Iggy wasn't exactly able to get the off-screen wand grab, so the couple seconds that Claire's.com just had an issue with by getting the fanfare there will be offset by that just off on-screen wand grab.
And so I guess the remaining question is, how many bridges are in World 8?
That is definitely the question on everybody's mind. I'm hoping for... I think it's going to be a 3 bridge. I think it's going to be a nightmare of a seed. I mean, it has been so far, so we'll see.
Alright, the first fort up for grabs is 5F2.
YoBGS going for a P-speed strat there, but not going to get it. And in fact, going to take 3 shots of damage.
Ouch. Very hot.
Hot indeed. And fortunately, it's just boom boom at the end. He is not randomized. It's 3 shots on the head and he goes down. So that will be the end of him, and YoBGS will still be able to move on. Likely taking a power up here just to
Alright. Oh!
keep it going.
Going in the wrong fort. Not that they know that.
That's correct. There's a certain pattern that you'll see these runners play the majority of the time, because it's the one that makes the most sense. Is there something that's possibly in the round, or it's the one you see that's the one you play ultimately?
Alright, Super Tanks is done, so that's 2 out of 4. But we don't know where the valley is. I mean, when you see forts right at the very start, you do them most of the time.
Yeah, World 8 is definitely one of those you don't want to take a whole lot of time backtracking on. The more you start going in and out and in and out and in and out of pipes, it's the trickier and the harder it gets to remember where you've been, where you're going, things like that. We're getting all the fanfare here today. We had stars just a moment ago on Claris, and now we have flowers on YoBGS.
Okay, we see a lock right there. So... Two forts down. Okay, 2 locks exist, still. And that's the false tank.
I think at this point in the competition, if Claris.com can get to World 8 and still have some semblance of hope, I think he needs to find those locks and immediately break them to have any kind of a chance. I mean, it's still, you haven't seen a Dawn command yet. You know that you're still in this as far as you can tell. It's time to start using items.
Like a music box. To get to the end. There you go.
YoBGS still on the hunt to find what he's looking for.
And... still MIA. I think this might be it.
Not yet. Oh, we're still on the hunt for Bowser. Or at least the forts in between at this point.
Okay. Well, there's the real tank if... Oh! No bridges.
No bridges. This is all but over as YoBGS is going to take an intentional 100 coin fine. Said, I'm not all that interested in playing it. Let me just go.
And... alright. Suit up.
The battle gear is ready. YoBGS is ready. We're ready.
Just hang on to that suit. Get the clip. The first of
try.
2.
First try escalator clip. Very nicely done.
Alright, every man's clip. I don't consider that one of the 2 clips. Here's the second clip. Come on.
Might just give it another try here or two. Obviously, you want to keep the Hammer Brothers suit as long as possible in here. The reason
you want to try to do that clip because upper path is quite treacherous most of the time.
Yeah, absolutely. The fireballs are randomized, and so is that statue at the end with the lasers. So,
but it's irrelevant because he's there. Bowser is down. YoBGS is moving on to the finals. Get your GGs out.
Get your GGs out, indeed. YoBGS with a stellar performance here. Going to wind up just after a 39-minute final time. We'll get that to you in a second. But very well played. He got
official
the lead.
SRL time of 39:07.
Wow, what a race. I mean, he took the lead at the very end and held on to it with everything he had. And very well played on his part. Players.com not being shy about using items here. Not sure he's in the right place for that. Unfortunately, finds a pipe that's just north of where he was.
Yeah, unfortunately, hammered the wrong lock. And now has to go hunting. This might be the one that does it. In fact, I think it is the one that does it, because, I don't think Yo did, and the others.
Very possible. A little bit of a shame that he was not able to utilize the hammer off to the right-hand side. I think that might have been a little bit better in terms of getting there, and I believe that would have gotten them there, actually. But either way, he will hopefully be getting here shortly. Still on the hunt. He's going to find that fort. That's not required because it's not a fort. I'll take the early exit. I stand corrected. He's going to gear up with a fire flower and show it who's boss.
crush this lost level.
Hey, we still give out flavor points. Yeah, very well played on YobiGS's side. He did a lot of recon at the very end. And as Mew has pointed out in chat, only did 2 forts. In World 8, that's huge. You have 5 possible icons that could be a fort, and you don't know if any of them are required, you don't know if all of them are required, and only playing 2 forts to get through it. I mean, talk about a fantastic end to the seed.
And with that, Claris has made it to the end. But can he surmount this obstacle? Yes.
He will indeed. And now we'll be looking for one more hammer kill, see if we can get a couple clips here. No clip at the top of the escalator for him. I don't fault him there. I think I've only made that one clip once ever. It's a tough one. And then he will be going for the other clip here in just moments. Hopefully he gets it. It's a fun one to watch. He said, you know what, I think I'll just try it once, didn't get it, and turns around and decides to take his chances with the randomized fireballs. He just wants to get out of here as quickly as possible.
It was a merciful fireball pattern. And done. Get your GG's up for Claris.
GG's for sure. Wow, talk about an incredible matchup. I mean, at the very beginning, I think that was the biggest divergence we saw. Everything else was pretty linear. Everything else was pretty well spot on for just being a long seed. I mean, as our first guy, YobiGS, finished with a time of 39:07. Claris.com's official time was 43:01. I mean, just wonderfully played on both ends. I mean, just absolutely fantastic. We are checking now to see if Claris.com would like to join us for an interview. We'd love to get some more insight on this race and see what he thinks. In the race lobby, Claris.com had the same thoughts that a lot of us as racers have had before. He said he showed up like he feels like he always does and never felt ahead at all. And I can appreciate those sentiments for sure. You know, you race your best, you hope for the best, and sometimes if the RNG just doesn't go your way or, you know, different things happen, it can be a little crushing. And
we are joined by Claris.com.
GG's Claris.
Yeah, GG.
I think we might have just a little bit of an audio issue here. I did not hear anything just now.
Oh, I thought it was just me.
Let's try this now. Hey.
Hello. We hear you.
Fortunately, I had to unplug the mic and plug it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, technical issues have been the theme of the day, so I wasn't surprised.
It's fine. So, what were your overall thoughts regarding the seed, or rather the tournament as a whole?
Seed-wise, I mean, it wasn't bad. A few too many deaths, just getting out-routed. I really outkicked my coverage making it this far, so, You know, I was not expecting a good outcome out of this one. I mean, the tournament's been awesome so far, and BGS is going to be really kicking it in the finals. I don't know who's playing. I gotta take a look here. Ducks.
You'll be BGS will be facing against Paradox.
Yeah, that'll be a very, very hype matchup. Both players are very, very good in Rando, and it's going to be a slugfest to see who wins this one.
Oh yeah, I can hardly wait.
Yeah, we're certainly looking forward to it as well. Both you and YoBGS on the one right before this had outstanding plays in World 6 to bring you into the lead at that point. And, we were fully expecting that on this one. And I think the biggest difference was in the very, very first World. You played a second Fortress, which ended up not being required. You played an extra level and then took on the Fortress, whereas YoBGS was able to go straight up to the top and found out the lock wasn't actually required. But other than that, I mean, it was so close throughout the entire thing. It looked like you were edging him, getting a little bit quicker, and then it was really a well fought match on both sides.
Yeah, it's good to know. I mean, World 1, that World 5 map, it's really just a gut call, because you don't know if it's going to be up there or not. And I didn't really want to suffer an up and down 5 to start a seed. That's really demoralizing. So I took the safe play. Unfortunately, it wasn't the right play. Yeah, you got to play from behind the rest of the way there. But no, congrats to BGS. He ran a heck of a seed.
Yeah, that he did. And congrats to you as well. I mean, you kept us on the edge of our seats the entire time. So thank you so much for that. It was an absolute joy and privilege to be able to be here watching and being a part of this. So once again, GG's. I mean, very well done.
No, thank you. Big shouts to Starman for getting this thing organized. And of course, Randomania for hosting us. They've been wonderful hosts as always. And it'd be cool to watch this finals.
Yes, it definitely will be. They are getting that set up here in just moments. We thank you so much for being a part here. Here in just a couple minutes, we're going to be taking this one down, and that will all be featured on Randomania. So go ahead and get over there. You definitely don't want to miss that. That is not something that you want to miss. That's going to be a very exciting end to the tournament today. So definitely want to check that out. Huge, once again, GG's to all of the runners here today. Definitely Declares.com for putting on an outstanding performance, and as well as all the others that have been a part of this. It's been very exciting for sure.
Indeed. Anyway, that'll be all for this part. Stay tuned for the finals. Goodbye for now.